Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Muhammad Iqbal Afiq bin Muhammad from Section 1 Group 5. So for today, I will give a presentation about experiment 6, which is DC and DC power measurement by single load. Okay, so for the first, we go to activity 1. For activity 1, we only have DC source. So I will give the example of the circuit that I use for simulation for this activity 1. So for the first, we just need to change the load value by the table at the activity 1. So for resistance, for example, I will use 500 ohm, and then we just run the circuit and wait for a bit for the value to be stopped, and then we will get the value and just put the value inside the table that been given. So that's all for activity 1. Okay, next we will go to the activity 2. So for activity 2, we just need to build the circuit based on the circuit that been given in our lab sheet. So here is the circuit for activity 2. So for activity 2, we will need to find AC voltage, which is voltage peak to peak, and then the real power of the circuit. So for this circuit, we just need to change the value of the resistance and find the observation between the difference of resistance. So to change the resistance, I use an example as 500 ohm. So just change it here, and then we need to run the circuit. Then we just need to find we just need to wait until the value is stopped. So as we can see here, the result of the real power is 10 watt, while the result for voltage peak to peak is 70.7 volt. So that's all for activity 2. So next we will go to activity 3. For activity 3, it will be the same as activity 2, but the additional is the capacitor or capacitance. By the way, activity 3 is consists of alternating current circuit. So this current, so these circuits were based on the circuit that been given in our lab sheet. So for the first, we just need to change the capacitor value based on the table that been given. So for example, I use 10 microfarads. So next we can run the circuit. So from this, we can get the voltage peak to peak for the circuit and the apparent power. But we also need to find the real power of the circuit based on the table that we given in activity 3. So to get the apparent power value, we just need to stop the circuit and then change the display range into the watt. And run the circuit. Wait for the value to stop first, and then we will get the real power of the circuit. So that's all from me. Okay, for the last, we go to activity 4. For activity 4, it's just same as activity number 3, but the difference is the capacitor will be changed with the inductor. So for this experiment, we just need to change the value of inductance. So for this experiment also, we need to find the voltage, apparent power and the real power. So first, let we start the experiment. So for the first, we will go to the inductor and change the value of inductance. For this example, I will use 0.01 Henry inductor value. Then we set it to watt to get the real power. So next we run the experiment. So wait the value to be stopped, and then as we can see here, we get the value of the real power. To get the value of the apparent power, we need to stop the experiment and then change the display range to VA, or known as apparent power, and then we run again the simulation, and here we can see the apparent power value of the experiment. So that's all from me. Thank you and assalamualaikum.